Hey there. I'm going to be real with you. The wealth you're chasing, it already exists. And the abundant life that God wants for you, that isn't some far-off fantasy. It's a promise waiting to be claimed. So why doesn't it show up in your life? Here's the simple truth: 6 internal blockages, 6 behavioral habits the Bible calls sins, act like dam walls, stopping the flow of prosperity from reaching your hands. Forget complicated formulas or gimmicks. What I'm offering in this talk is a crystal clear action plan. We'll identify each of these 6 internal blocks. For each one, I'll show you exactly 2 things: the specific pain it causes, how it drains your energy, focus, and money. The precise solution, a step-by-step method for uprooting the habit from your life. If you're ready to stop guessing and start acting, listen up. 1. Procrastination, the buried talent. The first and most common block: procrastination. In the Bible, there's the parable of the talents. A man is given gold by his master but, out of fear, buries it instead of multiplying it. That's exactly what procrastination does. It buries the gifts God's placed in you. Remember, procrastination is a dream killer. It tricks you into believing tomorrow is the best day to start, when in reality, time's slipping by and so are the opportunities God prepared for you. Every time you know what you need to do, start that project, make the call, study for your future, and you say, "I'll do it later," your brain hears, "I'm not capable. I don't deserve it. My future can wait." Small pleasures turn into big regrets. That's one of the hidden laws that wreck lives silently. Most people procrastinate not because they are weak, but because their brain is wired to chase dopamine, instant pleasure, a reward now, no delay. Netflix, social media, snacks, entertainment, they all feel urgent. Discipline, sacrifice, unhurried focus feel boring in comparison. A brain wired for instant gratification can't appreciate the value of delayed harvest. And that's why most quit before they begin. True wealth, purpose, legacy, they demand effort without applause. You plant in the dark, trusting the light will come. But if you keep feeding those instant comforts, you're watering the regrets you'll harvest later. God doesn't bless those who run from transformative pain. He honors those who can deny the now for something eternal. Beating procrastination isn't just about willpower, it's strategic. Your brain was built to conserve energy, to avoid difficulty. But the good news: you can outsmart your brain. Train it. Use the power of decisive commitment. Procrastination feeds on doubt. Declare right now, with absolute certainty, "My life is changing." Lock the door on Plan B. Comment below, "I am committed to acting." Writing that statement out is a command to your mind. When you declare something with intention, you light up your reticular activating system. Your brain begins to filter and focus on what matters. The more you affirm, the more you become. You're signaling to the heavens, your mind, and your future, there's no going back. That's your very first step toward becoming someone who builds, wins, and delivers. Then comes a practical trick, the 5-second rule. Your brain hesitates if you pause too long, to think, to rationalize. Count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and act. That little countdown activates your prefrontal cortex, the rational part, short-circuits hesitation, and beats the avoidant impulse. Break big tasks into tiny micro-actions. Your brain hates big, amorphous tasks, it loves quick wins. Don't say, "I'll write a book." Say, "I'll open the laptop and write 5 lines." That tiny action gives you dopamine. You're teaching your brain that action, not avoidance, equals reward. Pair action with pleasure, play your favorite song, light a candle, reward yourself after task completion. This reprograms your mind to associate action with enjoyment, not pain. Rewrite your identity. Stop saying, "I'm lazy." Start saying, "I'm becoming disciplined." Your brain obeys the identity you feed it daily. Procrastination can't live where identity stands strong. 2. Pornography or empty desires. Next block, pornography and empty desires. These 2 habits come from the same place, a pursuit of instant pleasure that leaves your soul hollow. One often happens alone behind a screen, the other, sometimes with another person. But both end in the same effect, a deep emptiness. It's as though something's been drained out of you. Imagine you were born with a top-tier fuel tank, your creative, sexual, life purpose energy. Modern neuroscience and ancient philosophies agree, this is your most potent energy as a human, a power meant to build your empire, your business, your family, your legacy. Pornography and meaningless physical flings. They are like punctures in your soul's fuel tank. Every time you surrender to them, you're not filling up, you're emptying yourself. Instead of using that energy to evolve, create, build, you're draining it into something fleeting. Your brain gets a quick rush of pleasure so intense and effortless that it stops valuing the deeper rewards of life, the satisfaction of finishing something important, the joy of real, loving connection, the victory of accomplishing something hard. The next morning, you often don't feel refreshed, you feel drained. Empty. Foggy. You traded long-term life fuel for a momentary dopamine fix, and God doesn't fill a vessel that keeps emptying itself. To fix this, start a radical detox. Block those sites. Delete the apps. Unfollow influencers or pages that trigger you. Treat your phone and computer like your mental office. You wouldn't fill your office with junk, so don't fill your mind space with junk either. That's self-leadership. It's you saying, from today, I'm the one in control, not my impulses. Then comes the genius second step, borrowed from thinkers like Napoleon Hill, transmute the energy. Don't kill your vital power, redirect it. When temptation or desire arises, instead of battling it or giving in, pause. Acknowledge it, I feel this. Then convert it, write that page, do 50 push-ups, plan your next financial goal. You take the drive that would send you downward and use it to push you upward. You turn poison into fuel. For empty desires, replace the chase for intensity with pursuit of intimacy, real relationships, soulful connections that actually nourish you. That's how you stop a leak and regain your creative fire. 3. Fear disguised as prudence. This third block is deadly because it masquerades as wisdom. It's fear dressed up as carefulness. Fear doesn't scream, it whispers, you're not ready. What if it fails? Overlisten to that, and you'll never leave the starting line. Fear isn't a stop sign, it's often a go sign. When you feel it, it means you're about to cross a threshold. People don't fail because they try and fall, they fail because they never step forward. Could you fail? Absolutely. But failing in trying is noble. The real tragedy. Regret. Looking back and realizing you could have been, but you stayed small. Move forward even with a shaky heart, with uncertainty, but move. While fear stalls you, action frees you. Remember the servant from the parable of the talents. He didn't think he was a failure. He thought he was prudent. But his rationale buried his potential. The pain of this block is subtle. It's not a loud loss, it's the ghost pain of what never happened. The business that never launched. The offer never made. The promotion you never asked for. You might become an elite planner, but a weak executor. Life full of plans, empty of results. Fear paralyzes faith. But God doesn't require blind leaps, He asks for faith in action. When fear whispers, that's God's green light to move with trust. Here are 3 powerful tools for faith in motion. Use fear as a compass. Instead of seeing it as a barrier, see it as a pointer toward your biggest area of growth. Where you feel fear is often where God is calling you to something bigger. Ask ourselves the worst-case real question. What is the realistically worst thing that might happen? Can I survive it? Almost always, the answer is yes. Then ask, what's the cost of staying stuck in 5 years? That shifts fear into calculated risk, and often, inaction is more dangerous than action. Practice faith the size of a mustard seed. Don't judge the mountain, you're asked only to lay 1 brick today. What tiny 1% action can you take now? Register your domain, send that email, plan your next step. Courage isn't lack of fear, it's looking straight at fear and saying, you're there, but I'm still in charge, and God is with me. 4. Victim mentality. 4th block, playing the victim. This is one of the most comforting and destructive traps. It's the mindset of, if only I'd been born into a different family. If only this hadn't happened to me. Bad things happen. Pain is real. Injustice exists. But when you turn your pain into your identity, you hand over the keys to your life. The moment you blame external circumstances, you also give them the power to decide your future. Victimhood may earn sympathy, but it steals your strength, respect, and destiny. Spiritually, God calls you an heir, a child destined for more. But a victim only sees themselves as cursed or stuck. A king can't sit at the throne if he insists on wearing rags. What if I told you, the same pen others used to write you as a casualty, you can grab it back and write your legacy? 3 steps to crush victimhood. Adopt the formula, R equals A plus R equals O, event plus your response equals your outcome. You can't control what happened, but you control your reaction, and that decides your results. A victim obsesses on the event, a hero acts on the response. Stop asking, why did this happen to me? Instead ask, what can I do now? That question propels you forward. Reframe your story using the phrase, but because of that, I became. E.g., I grew up poor, and because of that I learned to value every opportunity. I was betrayed, but because of that I became someone who builds his character on integrity. Turn wounds into wisdom. Practice radical gratitude. The victim sees what they lack, the heir thanks for what they have. Gratitude isn't ignoring the pain, it's faith declaring, with what I have now, God can build miracles tomorrow. When you do this, you stop being a passive passenger and start driving your life. That posture attracts not just wealth, but your inheritance. 5. Egocentrism, what's in it for me? 5th block is subtle, egocentrism. It's the disease of me first. Everything gets filtered through, what's in it for me? The egocentric person becomes blind to others' needs. And ironically, the greatest opportunities to serve and prosper lie in solving other people's problems. When your focus is only on you, you're building a tiny, isolated empire. Even if you get rich, your soul remains empty. God gave you unique gifts, not as treasures to hoard, but tools to serve His bigger plan. If you use them just for yourself, that's a small, limited ambition. And the Bible says that empire eventually collapses. How to break free from the prison of me. 3 keys. Change your daily question. Instead of, what can I gain today, ask, what problem can I solve? True wealth and purpose hide behind genuine contribution. Be a value detective. For 1 week, jot down every complaint or need you hear, on your phone or in a notebook. This app is terrible. Why can't there be something faster? Each complaint is a hidden business opportunity. Sow value first. Before selling, give a useful tip. Before seeking a partnership, offer help. You can't harvest where you didn't sow. By serving first, you build trust, prove your worth, and open the door to reciprocity. Serve diligently, cultivate value, and the wealth harvest becomes unavoidable. 6. Ingratitude, refusing to thank. The final block, ingratitude, not just forgetting to say thank you, but a heart rooted in complaint. It's holding a seed in your hand and grumbling it isn't a forest yet. It's focusing on the burdens instead of the privilege of having a job, a chance to learn, a breath in your lungs. Here's a divine law, multiplication comes after gratitude. When Jesus faced 5 loaves and 2 fish, He didn't complain about lack. He first gave thanks and only then did the miracle happen. When you complain about what you've got today, you signal to heaven that you are untrustworthy to receive more. Prosperity avoids the bitter soil. The antidote. A disciplined gratitude practice. Not just feelings, but action. Every morning before checking your phone, or every night before sleeping, list 3 specific things you're grateful for. Don't be vague. Detail the blessing. This simple daily discipline trains your brain to see abundance rather than scarcity. It cracks open doors gratitude builds, it shuts gates complaint quietly locks. If this message spoke to you, it touched something deep inside you, click on the playlist featured in the first comment or on the card and discover other secrets that will help you evolve your attention. And with that, the map is complete. You now know the 6 blocks and the 6 keys to your financial and spiritual freedom. The power to overcome procrastination, purify your energy, act with faith, take responsibility, serve a purpose, and live in gratitude is in your hands. Subscribe to the channel to watch the next videos. And remember, wealth is not being withheld from you by God. It is right now waiting for your decision to become worthy of receiving it. The work begins now.